I've actually been living now in Cloverdale for about 7.5 years. And what I like is it's a small community, and I'm able to also work in this community, which is small high school, small junior high. I'm able to interact with a lot of students compared to bigger schools that are, 1,500, 2,000. You're not able to interact with a lot of students. Here I've been given the opportunity to also coach several sports, so also not interacting with them academically, but outside, which is also neat. And what I've realized about this small community is that they really come together, not only for perhaps to enjoy neat, fun activities, but also when times are rough and hard. This community really comes together. Another thing that I like is that this community is starting to grow Latino, Hispanic wise. When I first got here, the Latino population was small. I see it growing, although what I hope that perhaps that the Latino community could start interacting with more of the activities and interacting with the others. So I'd really like to see that. My goal was to graduate from high school and go on to college. And the reason for that, because I would be the first one in my family to graduate from high school and also go on to college. I always thought about if we continued to stay in Mexico, what would it have been like, for me and for our family. I am very thankful that my mom decided to come to the United States, because I've been given a lot of opportunities that perhaps wouldn't have happened back in Mexico. One of the struggles was migrating into a new country. Although I was very young at that time, I quite didn't understand what it was to migrate, but as I grew older, I became aware of the struggles. Also, learning a new language, very difficult. Having to communicate with others was also difficult for me. Another struggle was the education, as far as being able to be at the level of everyone else. And another struggle I'd have to say would be working in the fields, because it wasn't easy for me, and it was something that not everyone as a child or as a student was doing. So those were some of the struggles that I went through. I would say one of my worst experience I had was picking walnuts on your knees all day, bending your back. And walnuts, if you picked them before, they stain your hands. And we didn't have gloves, and I was so embarrassed to go to school because my hands would get all black. They'd stain. I'd go home, I'd try to wash them with soap. I even used Clorox, bleach. Wrong thing to do. They wouldn't come off. And what I would do is I'd go to school and I'd have my hands either in my pockets, my pants pockets all day, or in my coat all day, because I didn't want other students to see my hands, because I was embarrassed. I grew up in a small town, mainly white, very few Latinos, and I just didn't want to be singled out. I wanted to fit in. So now as I got older, I'm actually not embarrassed. I understand what we went through, and it's something now that I'm proud of. The neat thing that I can remember about playing sports as a young kid is that they didn't see me as a Mexican kid. I was part of a team. We were having fun out there, all of us. You know, we were learning. You know, I was part of a team, you know, and I was just like them. And I was also blessed that I was pretty good. To this point, I still ask my mom, you know, how did I get this athletic talent? Because neither you nor my real father, from what she says, are athletic. So I guess it was just something that I was able to just, you know, learn. And, you know, you would hear racist comments. You know, FN Mexican. One time I heard wetbag. And other things, you know, it's like, does this guy even know anything about baseball or basketball? Just other things, but those were some of the, you know, some of the things that, you know, I would hear along with other things. But like I said, you know, there were times where perhaps I just wanted to quit and give up. And thanks to my wife, you know, she supported me. And, you know, she basically said, you know, you're not a quitter. You know what you're doing, and just stick through it. And my wife she couldn't handle going to the games anymore because of hearing some of those comments. I didn't really have a choice of moving to Cloverdale. I met my wife in college. Her family was from here. So she basically wanted to stay in this community because of her family and also because of the location of our jobs. So my first reaction was, okay, I'm going to a small town. What is it that I'm gonna do? I've always been involved in the community, and I was thinking, okay, how am I gonna be involved in this community? How is this community gonna accept me for who I am? Because I know there's some history in this town. I mean, I don't want to sound negative, but, you know, when I first came to this town, I thought this was a redneck town. And I still felt that some people around this community still kind of express that sort of feeling. If there's any special wisdom that I'd like to share with these students, because I noticed that all of you here on the panel are minority students, I would say, you know, there's going to be some barriers that you're going to come across in your life. Don't let those be barriers, let those be more of challenges. And, you know, use those challenges to perhaps, you know, reach your goals, you know, reach your dreams. And just don't give up. Don't give up.
My name is Gomez.
My name is Mara Contreras.
My name is Akshay Patel.